Well, hello everyone.
Look where we are.
Somewhere different.
Yeah, we've moved for the day.
We're a bit busy, aren't we, at the moment?
Yeah.
So don't unsubscribe because this is a bit different to what you're used to. Please don't unsubscribe this week. It's my catchphrase now. Don't unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Because we're in the middle of preparations for Digitiser Live, which, as we're recording this, is about 10 days away. So we had to set up our green screen in the room that we're in now.
Yes.
Because there was more room in order for me to prance around like an idiot.
Mm-hmm. There was a lot of prancing.
There was. Yes, it's for something in Digitiser.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't just prancing for the fun of it.
For the sake of it. So we just thought, well, the camera's on. We'll stay here.
Yeah.
For recording this quick. Well, it's a Q&A, isn't it? That's what it is. Mainly because I haven't got time to edit a proper video this week, you know, with multiple cameras and all the bells and whistles that I normally do. So please don't unsubscribe because of it. But I put out the call this morning for people to send us a few questions. Oh. Should we just crack on? Because we haven't got a lot of time.
Let's crack on. No, we're very rushed off our feet at the minute.
And yet we've got 7 pages worth of questions.
Oh my goodness.
So Steve Strang, which... I should preface. I should preface
too.
Yeah, I'm the mad prefessor. I should preface this by saying the questions they're not in order. They're all over the place. Some about Digi Live, some about our plans for Digitiser The Show Series 2, some are about just general stuff, some about Venus. I've tried to lump some of those together.
Right.
So Steve Strang, that's not strange, but Strang. Mm-hmm. Steve Strang says, looking forward to the show. Any photos stroke filming allowed during the show? I know some people theatres could be funny about either stroke both. Just for personal collection stroke memories, not to share anywhere. You can record it. I would appreciate if you didn't put the whole show out on YouTube. But you can put out some clips if you wanted to and record bits for your own purposes. Some of it will definitely be worth recording for posterity. We're recording it and we want to put it out in a decent format. We don't know what that means yet, and we don't know whether the finished footage is going to be good enough, because we did record the first Digi Live with 2 cameras, but the footage got lost on one of the cameras, so we just put it up on YouTube. But we'd like to do a proper edit of it if possible. We can't promise we are going to do that, because the show is something that should be experienced live. Because I think the one camera recording we had last time missed a lot of the sort of action that happened around the audience. It's quite immersive in places, shall we say. This one more so. Something just fell down. Ghost fell down. Poltergeist. Clumsy ghost. Casper the clumsy ghost.
Is it poltergeist or poltergeist?
Geist.
So geist is singular and plural. I should know this.
Huh?
Okay, back on to the...
We haven't got much time and we've got a lot of questions to answer.
Oh, okay. No, but I wanted to answer Steve's question as well.
But you were going to go off on one about... about Geist and Ghost.
Stop myself.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to say, because it's a one-off... it's a one-off show, so it's not like posting photos or anything is going to spoil it for anyone else. I think it's okay to take photos.
Yeah, totally take photos. I love seeing clips and photos and things the day after last time.
Yeah.
Because we hadn't watched any of our... Oh, tap the mic. We haven't watched any of our footage back. So you might want to move your... Because that's going to tap the wire because you're pushing your flip-flop forwards.
Okay.
I can't edit that out. I can't even edit that out. I haven't got time. Anyway, we liked seeing it last time, but obviously don't record the whole show and put it up, because then I'll go nuts at you. Get your YouTube channel banned. I can't even cut that out.
Words.
I can't even cut that out when me being feisty there.
Yeah.
Poltergeist.
Is it poltergeist or poltergeist?
Yeah, there's both plural for both.
Or polterfight.
All right, so that's a yes to you, Steve Strang. Elliot Bridgewater says, will anyone from the stage be popping for drinks afterwards? Do you know where? Well, we're not going to the pub. Also, all of you, I know some of these questions here were from the Digitiser Live Facebook group. Go and read the bloody FAQ that I emailed to you and put on the digitiser2000.com page. It's got all that explained on there. Read it. It's got everything on there.
Poltergeist.
Last time we just sort of hung around, but it was a bit of a free-for-all. And I didn't get to talk to everyone. I didn't even make it for a drink last time.
Sorry, can I stop you? Sorry, it's distracting me.
Jesus.
Sorry, I can't help it.
At least it's not egg on my chin like it was earlier. I had an eggy sandwich earlier and made a mess.
It was like a big streak of yellow.
It's disgusting.
Racing stripe.
Like third bird.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't even make it for a drink last time. I just sort of got cornered in a corridor on my way to the bar.
So this time you're putting yourself in the corner.
Yeah, we're going to have a table that we're going to sit at. We may have some merch on sale at the table.
Yeah, it will be card only. I've ordered one of
Card
those.
only. Card only.
We don't have much merch, so just warning you.
It's just basically what we've got left over.
There's barely anything.
We've got some Digitiser The Show DVDs. We've got some T-shirts, but only in limited sizes.
Yeah, there's no size XL, I think.
Okay.
Well, there's no size XXL.
Well, we'll find out on the night.
I had it written down.
Don't worry. And we've got some enamel badges. They're really nice. They're small, but they're really nice.
Yeah.
Now, some of this stuff we may be offering as tiers on Digitiser The Show Series 2, because I know we originally said we weren't going to do DVDs, but we might, because we know what we're doing now and we can do it all a lot quicker. And some people have suggested doing a run of Digitiser The Show DVDs as a tier in the Digitiser The Show Series 2 Kickstarter.
Right.
You got it?
Digitiser The Show Series 2 DVDs.
No, Digitiser The Show Series 1 DVDs.
In Series 2 won't they want a Series 2 DVD?
Yeah, we'll do that as well. Because everything's set up to run off.
So they can have like
1.
both Series 1 and Series 2 DVDs if they want.
Yes. It would be nice if they matched with the artwork and everything, wouldn't it? I haven't asked him yet.
Yeah, so we don't have that much stuff. I've ordered one of those contactless card readers, little tiny ones. It hasn't arrived yet, and it will depend on if that works.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know if we're going to have carrier bags.
Bring a carrier bag if you want stuff.
But there's not much stuff anyway.
So basically, there's an area.
We were going to do pre-orders, but like we've just had so much other stuff to do that.
Yeah. There's an area by some automatic doors, sort of round the back of the hall, the Elliot Hall. That's where we're going to be sat, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
You'll be able to find us because people will start congregating and, just give us 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, because I'm going to have to load up the van.
Yeah,
so last time...
you're not going to have to load up the van. We're going to have to load up the van.
Yeah, but I did last time.
Okay, you didn't do it single-handedly last time.
No, I had some people helping me, but you were getting swamped. So I'm just saying...
Yeah. So will you this time?
We're going to need time to get the stuff out.
Yes.
Because otherwise...
Yeah, just give us 20 minutes. Anyway,
whatever.
All right, so in short, come and see us at the table. If we get through everyone and speak to everyone, I'm hopefully going to have a beer on that table. We'll be around, we'll chat, but it's just a case of sort of trying to give everyone 5 minutes, really, because last time some people got like 20 minutes and some people got nothing. So we'll try and keep it rolling. Are we going to get Digi the movie? Probably not. I'm not sure what that would be. I mean, Venus horror movie, maybe. Never say never. Are we still pre-ordering the merch? It's going to be first come, first served, yes. Yeah. Don't want to miss out on a DVD. Look,
I really wanted to do a pre-order of the merch. I really did.
Just run out of time.
And yeah, there was just no feasible way of doing it, because to open up our store and the website again, it would have been like 300 quid. And it's like, well, then what's the point? Then I thought about putting it on eBay. And again, that takes time. And I think it's just going to be, for time's sake, quicker to do it on the day. But we can always do a pre-order for a future run of DVDs.
I think we'll do Series 1 DVDs as part of something to do with the Kickstarter for Series 2.
Yeah.
Okay? Because I know a lot of people feel they missed out.
And it would help to do a pre-order for that, because then we'll know how many.
The pre-order will be how many people back in that tier.
Yeah.
Okay, so you won't miss out. We'll make sure everyone who wants one gets one somehow.
Yeah.
So Sasha Ely, has a few questions. I thought I'd put all Sasha's questions together. I'll look on my... okay, I'll ask this one first. Sasha asks, who's getting involved this time? Will we see Octavius, Gannon, Larry, etc.? Go and read the FAQ. I have made very clear, I think, that Larry and Octavius aren't involved with Digi anymore. And haven't been, frankly, since the last Digitiser Live, really. We've moved away from video games. Obviously, we're doing Series 2 of Digitiser The Show. They won't be involved with that in a massive way. However, they both said they'll come on as guests because we're going to have a sort of revolving door of guests.
That's for Series
2. But it'll primarily be me. Then Gannon will be helping out. There's some other people I'd like to be involved.
Wait, are you talking about the live show now or Series 2? Oh, okay.
Series 2. There'll be primarily me with Gannon. And then there'll be some other people I'd like to get involved in a sort of, what's the word, orbital sort of sense, a slightly sort of lesser central role, but perhaps regular. But Larry and Octavius, they've got their own channels, they've got their own stuff going on. And I've said this so many times now, I feel like a stuck record, but it's so important for me to claim this channel and Digitiser as a brand for myself. And Digitiser The Show Series 1 cast one hell of a long shadow that it took me a long time to kind of crawl out from. So no, they're not. But let me look up Sasha's other questions.
Was Sasha asking about Digitiser The Show Series 2 or Digitiser Live? I'm
probably.
confused.
Live. So
okay.
Let me also answer the rest of those questions. Sorry,
So you answered for Digitiser The Show Series 2.
Yes.
And then Digitiser Live, this time it's not video game based, although there might be...
I've already said there is.
If
people follow me on Twitter and things...
There is a bit of video games content.
I thought Sasha had other questions. Hang on, where are they? Yes, there is going to be some video game stuff.
Yeah, so this live show is mainly based on the most recent 2 years past.
Yes.
So it's not going to be video game based mostly. But the next live show, if this one goes well and we do another one maybe in another couple of years, then it will be based on Digitiser The Show Series 2.
Yes.
So do you see what's happening? It's like we'd have like a show or a run of videos and then base a live show on that as we go ahead. So yeah, this live show is going to be mainly based on the videos of the last couple of years
of Digi. So go back over the last couple of years.
But it will still be fun.
Yeah.
And they're still going to be...
You said that almost apologetically, but it'll still be fun.
Well, yeah, because it sounded like Sasha was hoping that it would be the same as the first one. So I'm saying, it's still going to be good, and there's still going to be other people on stage, like not just the regular Digitiser.
Well, I can tell you who's going to be there. You're going to be on stage.
No, help me, please.
Gannon,
just a little bit.
Gannon, Eli, Ashens, Suze, Ryan Livermore from Bartians, and potentially some other retro gamey people doing the retro gamey bit. But I think they're the
Chris Jordan Cook.
But let's not give away. Let's not give him away. But we have now.
Spoilers.
That was probably one that I was going to hold back.
Oh, you might have to edit this video then.
But
we can't not have Chris Jordan Cook.
Just look at the last couple of years of the Digitiser channel. See who we've had involved. Them.
Yeah, it's like this is like a kind of a bow to tie off the end of a period of time. Yeah. The same way that the live show last year? No, the first live show was a bow to tie off the end of the Digitiser The Show. It was actually part of the Kickstarter, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yes.
But the next one will be more video game based. If we do a next
you say one. That, I don't know, because I might not want to do it like that. I might want to do it like this one.
We don't even know what's happening.
Yeah, I might want to do it like this one. It's 2 years ahead in the future. I could have.
Yeah, true.
Mind.
Yeah,
Don't
actually,
make
yeah.
Promises.
Do you know what? Looking at how even the last year and a half has gone, like no one can foresee what
If we even do
is
one.
going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
We'll
I
play
wouldn't
it by
say that
ear.
the next one's definitely going to be video game based, because this one's changed. It's just, when we originally announced it, we did sort of talk about it being game based or but game related. But over the last year, you know, obviously the channel carried on moving further and further away from video games, which is partly why we're doing Digitiser The Show Series 2 and giving it its own identity and channel, because, yeah, bring back the games for that. But the further away we got from Digitiser The Show, the weirder it seemed to do a Digitiser live that was entirely about video games when it isn't
Yeah.
something that we've done for a while. It's going to be awesome. It's going to
It
be
is.
like a show like you've never
He's
seen
been
before.
working day and night, coming up with ways to make it unique and unexpected.
It'll be
and
like
fun
nothing you've ever seen.
and fun.
Yeah, it won't just be good. It'll be like kind of jaw-droppingly unique.
Yeah. He's been working
Yeah.
tirelessly for
Yeah.
weeks.
Anyway, so Sasha did have a couple of other questions. These are about Digitiser The Show Series 2.
Okay, so these are about Digitiser The Show Series 2.
Would you film Digi 2 in front of a live studio audience? No, but we are going to do a tier that will give people the opportunity to come and watch us film, but we won't do it in front of a live audience
This also depends
on COVID, for one thing.
on COVID and on where we'll be filming. So we can't promise anything yet because it depends on the location.
But one way or another, the where we will, I think, kind of give people the chance to come and see us doing something. But it might be indoors, it might be outdoors. We just won't be able to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit still, it's a little bit too soon to say.
Yeah. But it won't be kind of in a, you know, traditional sort of studio audience setup. Sasha also asks, would we see a return of people like Gameplay Jenny? No, Jenny doesn't want to do it. And also more involvement from people who are involved in Digi Minis like Quang. Quang, I think, is a given. Quang is our guardian angel. We love Quang. Quang is involved with Digi Live. Quang was involved with Digitiser The Show Series 1. I very much hope he'll be available to do Digitiser The Show Series 2 with us. And yeah, that might mean he pops up on screen as well. Yes. Yeah, and you know, we've got our group of mates that we like working with, so I'm sure we'll see lots of them. But we can't say yet, it's just too early to say. But I will be, before the Kickstarter launches, I will be reaching out to people and sort of saying, do you want to be a guest? And we'll try and list those guests in the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So, you know, I can confirm, yeah, Larry and Octavius have both said they'll come on as guests. To that.
And Gannon.
Well, Gannon's going to be
he's
more
more
than
than
a
a
guest.
guest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go on, this is a question for you. You can read it
me?
out. Matt Townsend.
Matt Townsend asks, did Sanya ever think she would spend so much time on camera? And to Sanya, do you think you would have been embraced by the viewers so quickly? Yeah, I had no clue. I was totally not expecting it at all. And yeah, no, I wasn't expecting to be embraced by the viewers at all. So I'm very touched. And
Even being recognised in the street now.
what happened once,
Yeah.
I was so weirded out and confused. But yeah, I'm very touched, and thank you so much.
I'm pleased because I always kind of wanted you in front of the camera once we started doing these, because I knew you'd be good. And you are great. And I
good fun.
hope you enjoy being on stage as well.
Me too.
You're not nervous,
I'm not
though,
in
are
like
you?
a lot of bits, but
I don't know. You're in a couple of chunky bits of the show.
are they chunky?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can only think.
You're in at least 4 major sections of the show.
Oh God. I mean, do you know what? We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I've never been on stage in my life.
But you say you're not nervous, though, didn't you?
Oh,
said
I'm
to me.
nervous about the show. I'm nervous about like everything flowing smoothly and remembering everything and making sure that all the equipment's there and all the props are in order and stuff like that. Being on stage, I don't know. I've got nothing to compare it to, so it's hard. We'll see.
It was weird for me last time because I wasn't nervous.
You were
at all.
not. I mean, you generally don't get nervous about many things.
No, but normally before an audience, it's not nerves, but there'll be a little kind of little frisson
Butterflies.
of not even butterflies, but little like right,
Not
okay.
even butterflies.
It's not. It's more like kind of like, okay, I'm going to perform. What happened with Digi Live? It was awful. All day, I was like, I need some butterflies to kick in because I
he
need
was so
adrenaline.
relaxed.
And if you've seen it on YouTube, when I go out on stage and I'm like, oh, I hadn't really thought beyond that. That was genuine. It's like kind of there was no. You see Gannon come out and he's like active, and he's like, hey, and I'm like,
you were
just
in a really
sauntered
chill
around.
mood.
It was, but I really hope this time I get some nerves because they help to perform. Whereas last time it was I was a little bit too relaxed. So they're a good thing, nerves, as long as they're not overwhelming. But it's the thing is, we know we're playing to a home crowd.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, I know a lot of the people in the audience, so it might make it a bit easier. It's not like it's a bunch of
complete strangers.
But we'll see. I mean, we'll see. If I get stage fright, then it might be entertaining.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Hopefully
you're surrounded by people you know and like.
Yeah, it's not like I have to act or anything. So.
No.
Yeah, leave that to the professionals.
Really acting, am I? Matt Barney says, or asks, who are the unsung heroes of the Digi journey from teletext all the way to the present day that you'd like to see get more credit? Quang.
Yeah.
He's the unsung hero of Digitiser The Show
for
Series
sure.
1, without a shadow of a doubt. Quang. While we're still dealing with the present day, Ashens for helping us out with the DVDs.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Which is going to
big
help
time.
enormously with Series 2. Who else?
David Walford.
Yeah,
He
for
does
Chunky
a lot.
Fringe.
Yeah.
And he's sort of sponsored the afternoon of Digitiser The Show. Sorry, Digitiser Live this time, which is giving us some extra hours of rehearsal because there's stuff that needs rehearsing this time. As last time we just winged it. Basically, we had like an afternoon where we walked through the show, but this time we do need to rehearse some bits on stage.
Yeah.
So they're I mean, I'm sure the thing is once you start getting into this, you start forgetting people.
Yeah, there's so many.
It's,
because then we've got like Chris and Izzy who help with the cameras and the sound. Well, don't help, they do it. Which they did for Digitiser The Show.
Yeah. Someone I'll give a
and
massive
Digi
credit
Live.
to is Gannon.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I know he enjoys doing it. And I know he enjoys being part of Digi, but also he's really good at just sort of helping spread the word and sharing things and being involved. And he's also, given that he's a performer, when we did Digitiser The Show Series 1, he would muck in setting the set up, clearing up.
Yeah.
He'd get his hands dirty in the way that, because Sanya and I are, we obviously have to be hands-on because we haven't got a big crew. And it makes such a difference for another one of the performers to just muck in and do all that stuff.
It helps a lot.
He's very good at that.
Yeah.
And I just he's lovely, really. And even though we occasionally have a bit of a pretend Barney on Twitter.
Yeah, it's
never
not real. It's not real. He's really lovely and easy to work with.
Yeah, he's easy to work with. That's why we've continued sort of working with him, really. It's like, why do I want to do Digi Series 2 with him, is because I know I'll have fun and it'll be a painless experience. So going back to the early days, I mean, obviously Tim gets credit, as he should, because without him there wouldn't have been a Digitiser. He's fortunately can't make it to Digi Live 2 this time. Adam Keeble, Mr. Cheese, Gavin Lambert, Mr. Udders, both of them who did sort of the letters and the tips and things and wrote the odd article.
Steve Horsley,
who's
just in
helped
general, even like
with
old teletext and modern Digi, he's helped us so much.
He didn't have
over
anything
the
to do with
years.
old Digi, but he did work at teletext.
Was he not? Oh, he worked at teletext.
He worked in the marketing department.
Oh,
but yeah, he's always at the sort of drop of a hat will come and help us, man a camera.
All the found
muck in.
footage. Digitiser The Show.
Yeah.
Series 1.
And he'll be there. In fact, he's going to be in Digitiser Live this time.
Yeah, he's going to be on stage.
Yeah.
Finally.
He doesn't
Finally.
quite know what he's getting himself into. God, look, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to have to spend time to think about it.
You leave someone out, and
and I did.
And then you can't sleep at night because
I did last time when I did the thanks at the end.
Oh no!
Yeah, when they were up on screen, I can't remember what I left out, but I did leave out someone really important. So this time I might just say thanks to the audience and then thank everyone who's involved separately behind the scenes. So.
Yeah.
Benedict Muller asks 2 questions. What's encouraged you to do a second Digi the Show despite mixed feelings about the first series? Time. I've been quite honest about the fact that I need work, frankly. TV industry is a bit weird at the moment partly because of COVID. And I'm at a funny point in my career where I'm sort of finding it harder to get work because I'm too experienced, which sounds kind of wrong, but it is the case. You know, they're crewing up sort of fewer shows at the moment because of COVID, and I can't get on those shows because I'm considered to be a lead writer, even though I'm going, I just need work. I don't want to be a lead writer. I just want to write some episodes so I can get paid. So it's counting. My experience is counting against me at the moment. I've got a few irons in fires, but nothing major. So I need work for the next year. So to Digi Series 2 felt like something that we could probably get funded. So that was one of the reasons. 2, it's been long enough since the first one that I feel it's about time to talk about video games again. I feel like I've got stuff to say again because I felt a bit video gamed out after the first one. And then also just realising we can do it differently. We've done the last couple of years differently on this channel, obviously not on quite the same scale as we did Digitiser The Show, but we've learned a lot. But more importantly, we've learned a lot about how we work, and what the best working practices for us are, and how to do it in a way that we enjoy it. Whereas the first series, it was don't know, I think we should have been a little bit more sort of guerrilla about it, not chest beating monkey gorilla, but just kind of a bit more don't know, a bit more sort of what am I trying to say? Do you know what I mean? A bit more
I know
guerrilla.
what you mean, but
a bit more like how we do.
Simplified,
yeah. A bit more
the
sort
process,
of rough
not
and
the
ready.
actual show.
Not the end result, but the process of how we make it, and be a little bit less finicky with some of it. In the way that we do with sort of Supernatural World or something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
so a bit more spontaneous.
Bit more
it was quite spontaneous.
It was quite
very
spontaneous. But because of the huge sort of studio and the huge number of people, it all of it sort of drained the spontaneity out of it. And because this is the second part of Ben's question, is would you say that after 2 years of doing excellent content, thank you, and gathering experience, you feel more comfortable being the host of a panel show? Yes, I do. Because that first series, we talk about me not getting nervous. I was shitting myself, frankly.
Yeah, you were.
Absolutely shitting myself presenting Digi at the beginning of that week, because I've never done that before. Bear in mind that prior to Digitiser The Show, there hadn't really been a lot on this channel. That was the start of it. Those 6 episodes, and it took me that week to sort of find my voice and find a way to relax into it. Sorry, we had to pause there for a second because the camera stopped recording.
Yes.
It took me that whole of that week really to get comfortable. But part of the reason why it was very stressful was I was learning how to present on camera, but also I was producing, kind of trying to direct originally from behind the desk, just making sure everything was working okay, dealing with various dramas, and it was a hell of a lot of stress. And it
was all crammed into like 5 days,
yeah.
Which is when we do series 2, we are going to do that differently and split up the film. Whoops.
Oh, nice one.
It's like my life is knocking over water bottles. Granny Pumpshkas, go and support her.
Yes.
T Public and Redbubble. What was I going to say? Yeah, we're not going to film 5 days
Not like
in
that.
one chunk. We're going to split up the filming and do it in bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Over time. And then, sorry.
Oh my God. Wow. Maybe stop swinging your arms wide. Just a thought.
Just sit like this.
Sit on your hands.
Because when we did found footage, that's how we did it. We did filming occasionally, and then it all got sewed
And it
together.
was a lovely, joyous experience.
And we loved
wasn't
that.
it?
We loved that.
So we'll probably do something a bit like that. I think the end result, you won't massively notice a difference. Obviously, the biggest difference is you're not going to notice there's not going to be 5 people hosting the show, which is ridiculous. We shouldn't have had 5 people ever. You can't make
For
a
a
show.
first project like that, it was very ambitious. It's like...
Yeah.
Because then when we got to filming the Digi Minis at the desk here, it was so much simpler and really enjoyable. And we thought, why don't we just do it like that?
Yeah, we're not going to do it like
We're
that.
not going to do it like that. Don't
It's
worry,
still
we'll
going to look
get
good.
Bigger stuff.
Yeah, it's still going to feel big, and we'll still try and
Digi
make
Minis
it.
did look good though.
Why
the
do they not
desk.
anymore?
No, I mean,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
because
they
you
did.
said
Yes, I know.
it's still going to look good.
It's still going to look good. It's still going to feel like you get your money's worth.
Yeah.
But we will just do it in a way that doesn't nearly kill us, which it nearly did that week. We were very, 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 very worn down by the end of it. You were very burnt out. I was very burnt out. Because we do the lion's share of it. This is the thing. We do I was every night. You were probably every night getting ready, props and stuff ready for the next day. I was every night rewriting the scripts and the schedule to make sure everything fit in. We were doing that until sort of midnight.
So if it had been spread
midnight.
out and not 5 days crammed together.
Yeah. Even 2 days we find tough.
Even
now.
2 days now, when we do 2 days back to back, we're like, whoa, why did we do that?
We may end up having to do the.
We probably will. Yeah, we probably will end up having to do 2 days back to back. But 2 days back to back is way easier than 5 days back to back.
So we've also got a lot of our own equipment now, which we didn't have last time, which we might be able to use. But yeah, to answer the question, why now? I have really. I need work. I need a project. I'm not great when I've not got something ongoing. I like something big to do.
Yeah.
And Digitiser is me and my thing, and it always has been. And yeah, its roots are video games. And on top of that, in January 2023 is going to be the Digitiser 30th anniversary.
What? 30?
I would like to get the series
30?
out to coincide with the 30th anniversary,
Oh, yeah, that would be great.
because that'll give it an extra bump.
Yeah.
So yeah, 30 years of Digitiser. Wow, that's how old I am. Saying that, I would like to do a Christmas special as well, because we didn't last time. Not a proper.
I think we wanted to, though.
I wonder if we could start it with a Christmas special. Episode 1 is a Christmas special. Maybe. We'll find out, won't we? So anyway, I hope that answered your question, Ben. Oddpod asks, how different do you think Digi The Show Series 2 will be compared to Series 1? And what made you finally decide to go ahead and do a second series? Hopefully I've already answered the second part. How do we think it will be different? Well, I've answered some of those already. Different people involved, as well as some of the same people, even if they're involved in a slightly reduced capacity. I don't know. We've got some ideas from the first series left over that we want to do. Some of those 4 real games. What are you doing?
Yeah, no,
there?
I'm saying, I'm fingers crossed we want to get out of the studio.
Yes, that's a big thing, getting out of the studio, yeah.
It's something that we wanted to do for Series 1, but it was we didn't have enough budget to stretch that far. We'd like to get out of the studio and go and do some...
The reason we didn't have the budget is because we thought we had to do it properly. Whereas this time, I think we kind of go, well, we've done Supernatural World out and about. We know how we can go out and about and do it in a cheap and cheerful way. So that's, I think, that's it. Getting out
Possibly,
the studio.
like, fingers crossed. We'll see.
Well, I think we are going to.
We'd like to. Yeah, we'd like to.
So getting out the studio is number one. Doing some of those big end of show games outside would be great.
Would be great if we can.
So some of it might have to film in the summer if we have a summer next year.
Yeah, what happened this year?
Don't know. What else might be different? I want to keep some of the sections that we had before. I really enjoyed. My favourite part of the show was show and tell. One thing we won't have is the arcade machine. Less said about that, the better. We won't have the arcade machine, but we will have people playing games, but we'll probably do it on a TV, sat down on a sofa somewhere, somehow. That's something we want to do. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of more the same, but done in a better way in terms of production and sort of more streamlined, really. I think I like the big studio, but in my head, I've got a kind of slightly different vision for it in terms of how the desk and the sort of the desk bits will be.
We
something
didn't need such a big space for the desk bits, although the big studio did work for the big games.
I think something a little bit more broom cupboardy. If you don't know that reference because it's CBBC, but they used to do the links between the kids shows on CBBC from what they call the broom cupboard.
Yeah.
Which has that sort of, if you remember Bits, that kind of feel, that sort of bit more sort of late night. You know, so the money goes further. We spend a bit more wisely.
And if we can do some at our mate's studio around the corner, that's gonna. I think we could do the desk bits there and show and tell and stuff.
Because one of the things as well that one of the biggest wastes of money on the first series was the cameras. We hired these 4K cameras, which cost thousands, literally thousands. The studio that we filmed at had their own cameras, but they're only 720p. But it turned out my laptop wasn't powerful enough to process at like 4K anyway. So we sort of everything got downscaled to 720p. Yeah. So we wasted thousands of pounds renting the cameras. Now, next time, I think we're okay doing it on DSLRs.
We could, yeah. I mean, these cut out after half an hour.
Which is a pain, but we can keep an eye on them.
But
we've done Digitiser Deluxe with them, haven't we?
We have, yeah.
And that's a sort of... my foot's gone to sleep.
Oh, dear.
That's a sort of 3-camera setup.
Yeah.
And it looks all right. We'd have to be a bit sort of smarter with the lighting to make it look a little bit more sort of TV and glossy, a bit more the cinematography a bit, because we're quite... just turn the camera on and crack on with Digitiser Deluxe.
Yeah, because we don't know what we're doing when it comes to
we might ask someone to help us out with that. So, so I think, I want it to feel new, but also familiar. And it should feel like Digitiser. We'll probably keep it separate from things on the main Digitiser channel. What I mean by that is, I don't know if you'd see Venus on Digitiser The Show, for instance, but you probably would see Fat Sal. That sort of thing.
Because Fat Sal links back to
Digitiser, the original.
Untitled Text.
Yeah, it's about time we got the snakes in there as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, right, let's crack on. Joe Spivey says, have you ever considered swapping roles with Sanya playing a new whimsical character being interviewed by the proverbial straight man?
That would not work.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll give it a go.
Nah. I'm more serious than you, so it works.
I don't know. What do you mean by that? Are you?
Yeah.
You think you're more serious? Yeah. I don't know if you are. You're not more serious than me at all.
Oh, okay.
You've said this as long as I've known you, and one of the things that I was first attracted to about you was the fact you weren't serious. I don't know what
more serious than you.
One of us is,
I know.
That's you. I thought it was me.
I know.
Right, if a TV production firm approached you and said, we're looking to go massively outside the box and want you to give us something never seen before, what would you get them to make? They're offering no limit on money and want no creative control. Jeez. I don't know. I don't know. This probably sounds not the answer you would have expected, but probably kind of a Netflixy type bingeable box set.
Oh.
Yeah, type show. I know I've got a couple that I've worked on that I'd like to see get made. That makes sense. Yeah, if money was no object. There you go. On my own Star Wars series. That'd be better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How long does it take for characters to go from concept to reality? This is from Tom Armstrong. Oh, did I say the previous question was Channel 84, previously known as Weekend Lollygagger? Sorry. So,
I didn't know Weekend Lollygagger changed his channel name.
Weekend Wollygagger.
Oh, man.
The Weekend Wollygagger. Tom Armstrong says, how long does it take for characters to go from concept to reality? Probably longer than you think in some cases. Peel back, I still haven't come up with the voice for. Cheddar Man has taken a while.
Cheddar Man, we just...
Spoilers! Venus took a while. We went on holiday to Mallorca and I took the Venus mask with us.
To Mallorca, did we?
Yeah. I took the Venus
we take
mask
it everywhere.
to Mallorca. No, I hadn't done Venus at that point. I got the name Venus in my
That was
head.
before Venus?
Yeah, I got the name Venus in my head, and I bought the mask and I took it with us to Mallorca. Obviously, you didn't know, but I didn't get the voice. I didn't get inspired by the voice while I was there. And I think the voice for him and both Tony Harris, even though people clearly think I've ripped it off of the Mighty Boosh, all of the elements for both Tony Harris and Venus kind of happened like about 2 seconds before we started filming.
Yeah.
Another one was Third Bird. Do you remember? I think our patrons, we gave them some behind the scenes stuff of me trying to get the voice for Third Bird. Do you remember that?
No.
Or it was one of the characters, or maybe
no,
it was
I think
Tony
it was
Harris.
Backer.
No, I did that as a separate thing. There was one where I'm trying to go, and trying for the voice, and then finally, or was it Action Man? One of the characters, anyway, of me. And so sometimes it's just like, okay, I've got a vague idea for the comic conceit. I've got an idea visually for whatever the costume is.
The voice takes the longest.
The voice
it seems.
takes the longest because the character doesn't really come to life until I know I can say funny things. Look at me, listen to me sounding like, I don't know, I'm Steve Coogan or someone. Yeah, up until about a year ago, I could only do one voice, and that was the Venus voice. I think we're going to do a second one of these because we're only on page 3. We've got another 4 pages.
We can do a second one.
Let me see if there's any other Digi Live ones to answer, seeing as that is incoming, and then we'll save the rest for next week, seeing as I'll probably need another week of not heavy editing. Mr. S asked, will Venus autograph a can of beans if we supply them? No, because Venus won't be doing autographs. I will sign it if you want me to. This is a serious question, as I'll need to buy beans. Bring beans, I'll sign them. Plus Digi Live 2, last time we ran away due to the crowds, but this time can we preemptively apply for a selfie appointment? Well, it's not going to be that easy. Just come and line up at the table. We'll talk and do all that. It'd be nice to see you and meet you. I'm just going to read this out. Ben Garbutt. Not a question, but more Moon Man episodes, please. Yes, we love Tony Harris. Not ripped off from the Mighty Boosh. Look, idiots, and I'm going to call you idiots because it's really annoying. Okay, those idiots who there's one in particular, you know who you are, who kind of wouldn't drop the bone last week, right? If I'm going to rip something off from something, and I believe the character in Mighty Boosh is like an octopus, which Tony Harris isn't, I'm not going to call it basically by the same name. Tony Harris, Tony Harrison. You kind of changed the name. Also, Tony Harris, look, we were doing an episode on cheese. Okay, here's the thing. We were doing an episode on cheese. Someone has sent us some cheese with cheese tasting. My brain goes, cheese tasting, Man from the Moon. Okay? The Moon character in Mighty Boosh, which also apparently I've somehow ripped off of because Tony Harris comes from the moon, because no one's ever done aliens before, or aliens from the moon. Anyway, so my thought process was, okay, I'll look up alien masks on Amazon. And then I found that horrible baby mask, which with the feet in it. That's it. And then 2 minutes before we start filming, I do a voice and I make it all up as I go along. Not because I ripped it off of the Boosh. It's not even that strong a character, is he? He's lovely. I love him. He's my favourite at the moment. But
is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But
that's an exclusive. Tony Harris is your favourite.
Also,
Used to be Third Bird.
Also, from what I've now seen of that Tony Harrison character from The Mighty Boosh, having kind of been forced to watch it to see if I have ripped it off, or if anyone's got any actual grounds to accuse me of ripping it off, he's nothing bloody like Tony Harris. Get over it. Let it go. Unbelievable. Sorry about that. Doorbell rang, as you probably heard. This is going to be our last question. We're going to do some more for our patrons, and then we'll probably do a second one next week, given that we're needing to get on.
Yes.
And next week I probably won't have time to edit a proper video, so we'll...
Yeah, I hope my microphone's close enough.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I think I bumped it.
A little bit closer. There you go.
All right.
Yeah, all done? All done? Finished fiddling?
Yeah.
Right, last question is from Chai. What are you dreading most about Digi Live and Digi The Show Series 2? Digi Live, I'll be completely honest with you all, I'm dreading people not turning up.
Because a lot of people have said they're not coming because of COVID, which is fair enough.
Actually, no, that's not strictly true. A few people have said they're not coming because of COVID. A lot of people have said they're not coming because they've got other things going on. One person did say he wasn't going because he's moved to Canada since he bought the ticket, which is
That's fair enough.
Fair enough. But yeah, other people are, some are just a bit too anxious. Some have just got family events clashing. If you are watching this and want to come, hit me up on Twitter and I'll share your tweet, because people are sort of offering their tickets. Some people are being really nice and offering them for free. Some people might want some money for them. But yeah, it's that, because it's not like I just want people to turn up for the sake of turning up. It's about the atmosphere in the room, really. I know, look, Christ, there's a pandemic still ongoing, and I totally get it if people are too scared to come. Totally understand. We've got a gig in a few weeks at the Birmingham NEC that we're going to, where there's supposedly going to be 20,000 people there. But people are going to football, people are going to festivals, people are going to gigs. We've been places recently, pubs and things.
Yeah.
Science Museum that have all been heaving. And we're doing Digi Live. We're going to be meeting loads of people. If anyone's going to get COVID from Digitiser Live, it's us. Frankly, because we're doing a meet and greet afterwards. But we've been double vaxxed. We've had COVID.
Yeah, I'm hoping we've still got antibodies.
Well, we should do.
And we've double vaxxed.
And we're double vaxxed. So, but we're taking the risk partly because we want to do it. And I think it'll be good for us. It'll be good for the people that are there. And if you're on the fence, I'm not going to employ you to come, because you've got every right to kind of go, I don't feel it's safe enough at the moment, which I, totally get it. Because, I'd be lying if I said we weren't nervous a bit about it. But I just think it's a risk worth taking at the moment, for us anyway. It's a risk for us worth taking. But at the same time, I do hope enough of people take the risk in order to give us the atmosphere that the show will benefit from. Because on stage, it's a large room, and the show is geared towards that room being relatively full. And if it's only like a quarter full, I worry about it losing some of the momentum and atmosphere that we've built into the show itself. So that does concern me. Yeah, it is. And I have had some anxiety dreams about that.
You haven't told me that.
Yeah. I always do before we do a live event anyway.
Before
but this
every
time,
event,
it's
the same.
Through the roof.
Before every event, it's the same thing happens.
Yeah, I don't get nervous
people
about
at the last
the show
minute
itself.
decide not to, they can't make it. And before every event, you worry about that. But this time, with a global pandemic, it makes it times 100.
Yeah. So, I mean, what's really interesting is that all our sort of friends and the various YouTubers on the guest list that we've invited along, they're all coming. They're all Ashens. And, Kim Justice, and I think Larry's coming. Who else? Various YouTuber types, Bex Trista, Aravel. Lots of the retro gaming crowd are all going to be there. So
That's why, like, I don't feel the same as you in that regard, because I know enough people are going to be there that the room is going to feel good. Like, there's going to be a good energy in
including
there.
my mum and sisters.
Yeah.
And nephew and one of my kids, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So-
yeah, and your girls are going to be backstage.
Yeah.
But
So I know that there's enough people there that are really excited, and that I find that comforting, because it's like, okay, they want to be there and they'll be happy to have a show just for them.
yeah, and that's what we'll do. We'll the show is
Yeah, I'm dreading like packing up. I'm packing up afterwards. That's the bit.
yeah,
I'm
me
dreading.
too.
It's like,
I'm
oh.
dreading helping you pack
Setting
up.
up's fine. It's packing away and then getting home and having to unpack. Coming home from holiday, unpacking is the worst.
I think the trick is try and pack up as we go through the show
Yeah, if we can.
as much as possible
if we
during
can.
the intermission as
And
well.
then try and run it to the van somehow.
Yeah.
As quickly as we can.
Well, we've got people who are helping us, aren't we? That would, I'm sure.
Yes.
Anyway, we'll talk about that off camera.
Yes.
But what was I saying? Yeah. Yeah. Look, I know there's going to be a good crowd there, and I know that we are loose enough in how we approach things that we are quite good at sort of, I don't know, improvising on the fly.
Yeah, you and Gannon are, and Eli.
Yeah, but we're all quite flexible, really. There's the difference between Digitiser Live 2 compared to Digitiser 1 was the way that the original one was structured. It was very, very loose. We kind of had sort of each of the sections kind of had things that we wanted to happen in the sessions. They were kind of structured, but sort of very loosely scripted as such. This time, there are a couple of sections that are kind of scripted and rely on timings and things happening at the right point, which is different. And so I'm a little bit anxious about those.
Which one? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah. So
there's a couple of
how it goes.
bits.
I mean,
and
oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's technical challenges,
Yeah.
but it doesn't matter if they don't work. as
Yeah,
such.
exactly. It'll
But
still work
it'll
without
be nice
those,
if they did.
In the last one that you told me.
Yeah. So yeah. So there's I'm. Yeah. Was the question what are you dreading? Yeah. So I'm not dreading them, but I'm anxious about people not turning up, or not enough people turning up. I'm anxious about the technically sections of the show not working.
Yeah.
But I know that
Yeah, same.
even then, we'll just it's like last
can
time
improvise.
when the titles got skipped right at the beginning, and I went out
Oh,
and
yeah.
shouted. People found
Yeah.
it funny.
You're
so
quite good
we
in
know,
those situations.
We know it'll be all right.
And I'm dreading the next day when our house is full of all the boxes and I have
already is.
to. Yeah, but this is putting together. That's the fun bit when you have to unpack everything.
Well, most of it can stay in its boxes, can't it?
Possibly. Well, not forever.
Things. Oh, okay.
Possibly. Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Some stuff can stay in the van because it's going up the dump.
Yes.
And also, what we're dreading about Digi the Show Series 2.
Nothing
nothing
yet,
yet.
because
It's too early.
It's still too. What's the word when something isn't formed enough yet?
Embryonic.
Yeah. Ethereal? No.
Ephemeral.
Ephemeral. Yeah, I mean along those lines. It's still too in the idea stage.
Yeah, although, it's getting closer. I did actually start. I've got a document open with ideas for what I'm going to say in the Kickstarter. But put it this way, if I was dreading anything about Digitiser The Show Series 2, I wouldn't be doing it because...
Yeah, exactly. So good that
Yeah.
both of us are kind of
If I didn't
quite
think...
positive about it.
Yeah, if I didn't think we could do it in a way that's going to make it fun and pleasurable for us, I wouldn't do it because, a lot about the original wasn't fun or pleasurable, and the aftermath wasn't fun or pleasurable. So, yeah, that's it. So, all right, well, go support us on Patreon, and you might get to hear some more questions being answered this very week. So that's www.patreon.com/Mr. Biffo. Subscribe, don't unsubscribe. If you want tickets, the Digi Live, I think there are actually 3 left. Or tell me on Twitter, and I'll try and put you in touch with people who are offering them. That's it. Oh yeah, Digitiser The Show Series 2 Kickstarter next month, end of September. It's gotta be good. That's it. Okay, bye.
Bye bye.